Now that summer is almost here, I'm getting ready for my first solo car camping trip of the season. Over the next 24 hours, I'll be heading out to a place I've never been to before, hike a trail I've never hiked before, and spend the night sleeping alone in my car. But before I head out of town, I need to turn my everyday Subaru Outback into a tiny home on wheels. When you're camping alone, confidence just doesn't come from experience. It comes from being prepared. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how I plan my solo car camping trips. Everything from researching a new destination, to setting up my sleeping platform, packing food, organizing gear, and getting ready before I hit the road. I am getting ready to go on my very first solo car camping trip of the season. I'm so excited. I've been doing a ton of solo day hiking here in Missoula. I've done a couple overnight trips. And now that the weather is getting nicer, the snow is melting, I want to start getting out a little farther and exploring more of this area. Today, I'm headed to Darby, Montana. It's about a little over an hour drive from Missoula. And I'm going to check out Lake Como for a couple of reasons. Number one, I've never been there before. Number two, it's an established front country campground. There's going to be an RV section with hookups and water, which is not what I need. But there's another campground, Three Frogs Campground, that is more of a rustic kind of campground, which is more of what I'm looking for. A campsite near the lake, in the trees, where I can drive my car up to. So why car camping instead of overnight backpacking? Well, first of all, I love sleeping in my car. I love having the protection of a hard-sided vehicle. I have a Subaru Outback, so I can get to a lot of places that maybe a larger vehicle like an RV or a van can't get to. I can sleep comfortably in my car too. So when I bought my car over 10 years ago, one of the first things I did when I test drove it was I pulled the car over the side of the road, lay down the back seats and make sure that I could lay down comfortably in the back seat of my car. Over the years since I've owned my vehicle, I have made a lot of improvements to make my solo car camping ventures very comfortable, which I'm going to show you. Another thing I love about solo car camping is I have the freedom to go wherever I want, whenever I want to. Over the years, I've slept in my car everywhere from Glacier National Park to Olympic National Park, the Alabama Hills, and plenty of other places in between. Every solo car camping trip I've ever been on has helped me build a little more confidence. Before I show up somewhere I've never been before, I always want to know as much as I can about what I'm getting myself into. For this trip, the first place I started was with the Forest Service website. I wanted to know things like, did I need a reservation for a campsite, or would it be first come, first serve? How much would a site be? What did each of the sites include? Would there be a picnic table and a fire ring, pit toilets, potable water, garbage service? Did I need cash in order to pay for my site? What's the parking situation like at the trailhead? And what time would I need to get here in order to check in for a spot? According to this site, I learned that there are actually 2 campgrounds in the area, one for RVs with water and hookups, and the other a more rustic drive-up style campground, which was exactly the kind of site I was looking for. The next thing I checked was the weather forecast. Weather affects everything. The clothes I wear, the gear I pack, whether or not I'll need extra layers to sleep in, and of course, what the conditions might be while I'm out hiking around the lake. Then I use hiking apps like Onyx Backcountry to create the route around Lake Como for my day hike. When creating a route, I want to know things like how many miles will the hike be? What will the elevation gain and loss be along the trail? Are there any special landmarks I want to make sure and see while I'm out there? According to the research I'd done so far about this area, I knew that I would most likely not have cellular Wi-Fi service while I was out there. So I wanted to make sure I use Onyx to not only download a map of the area to use while I was visiting, but also be able to use the app for on-trail navigation when I was hiking on the trail. I also love using the satellite view on Onyx Backcountry to get a better feel for the layout of the campground, the size of the parking area near the trailhead, and to get a better feel for what the trail would be like hiking around the lake. After creating my route and downloading a map of the area, I then checked all trails for recent trip reports written by other users who had hiked the trail recently. According to some of the trip reports I'd read, I learned that there might be a possibility I'd have to deal with a couple water crossings while I was out there, so I made sure to pack my water sandals just in case. And then finally, Google Maps to get driving directions from Missoula to the campground, along with directions to the place I wanted to stop by for lunch on my way to the lake. My point for doing all of this research before heading out for a solo car camping trip is that the more questions I'm able to answer myself before I go, the more relaxed I feel once I get there. Of course, there's really no way of learning everything there is to know about a place I've never been to before, but I can at least feel a little more relaxed and excited about heading there for the first time instead of feeling anxious about all of the unknowns. Since this is my first car camping trip of the season, and I plan on doing a lot more this year, I'm going to show you how I convert my car from a normal town car to a super comfortable solo car camping adventure vehicle. So I made a list of things that I need to do in order to get my vehicle car camping ready. I need to vacuum my car, wash my car, because honestly, I probably only wash my car twice a year, and that's usually this time of year and then in the fall after I come back from all of my car camping and backpacking adventures. I need to make my bed, so I have a sleeping platform that I'm going to fold out and show you how I convert my car from a town car to a car camping vehicle. I need to load my cooler and food, so I'll show you all the food that I'm bringing. I need to load up my day hiking pack because where I'm going, I will be going day hiking and exploring the area. I also need to pack my overnight bag because since I'll be sleeping in my car, I'll need things like my sleeping clothes, my toiletries, camp shoes, a book to read while I'm at camp. Also download a map of the area. The area that I'm going to does not have service, which most places that I go camping don't. I want to make sure I have a map of the area downloaded on my phone. Then I'm going to stop for lunch in Hamilton at a place that I've been wanting to check out for quite some time, and then drive to my campsite in Darby. Vacuum car complete. Wash my car complete. Now it's time to make the bed. One of the best upgrades I've made to my Subaru was building the sleeping platform with my dad about 5 years ago. When we first sat down to design the platform, I wanted to make sure it would be something I could move and handle on my own. I love how this thing folds up into itself and sits in the back of my car year-round for easy storage. I wanted to make sure that there would be plenty of storage underneath the platform when it was set up so that I could store things like food, water, and gear for all of my trips. I also wanted to keep the back seats in so that I could easily transform my car into an everyday vehicle and be able to carry passengers whenever I needed to. Once the sleeping platform is set up, I then add a 3-inch memory foam pad on top, along with a fitted sheet, down comforter, and a pillow. This bed setup is one of the things I love about car camping so much because I'm able to sleep so incredibly comfortable in here. Next comes packing up the car with food and gear I'll need for my trip. I keep my cold food and drinks inside this hard-sided cooler, which fits right behind the passenger seat. I then use these 2 storage bins to organize all my dry food, cooking, and kitchen accessories, which fit perfectly underneath the sleeping platform in the back. Also underneath this area, I store water jugs, a step stool I sometimes use to reach the pod on top of my car, and even have room back here to store my trekking poles. I use this bag as my overnight bag for my sleeping clothes, an extra change of clothes, toiletries, and a book I plan on reading at camp. This bag sits right back here on the floor, right behind the driver's seat. And then on top of that, my day hiking pack with everything I need for my hike, including the clothes, shoes, and socks I plan on wearing. On top of my car is a pod. Inside, I have a small bin for some extra storage. This is also where I store a camp chair and my custom-sized window coverings I use once I'm at camp to give me more privacy whenever I'm inside my vehicle at night. Since I have limited storage space inside my car, I like to make sure everything has a specific spot so I know exactly where everything is at all times. The less time I have to spend looking for something, the more time I have to enjoy my trip. Now I've made my bed, loaded the cooler and my food, packed my day hiking pack, packed my overnight bag. I downloaded a map of the area last night onto my phone, and now all I have left to do is stop in Hamilton for lunch and then drive to Darby to my campsite. Let's go! People often ask me if I ever get nervous going car camping alone, and honestly, sometimes I do, especially when I'm heading somewhere I've never been before. One thing I've learned over the years is that confidence doesn't magically appear one day. It's something you build. You build it by doing things that make you feel a little nervous. You build it by following through on things you say you're going to do. Every trip you plan, every trail you hike, every night you spend outside. Confidence gets built one trip, one hike, one night at a time. And if you're looking for a way to start building confidence outdoors, solo car camping is the perfect place to begin. If you're dreaming about going on your first solo car camping or overnight backpacking trip, check out the free guide I put together, the First Solo Backpacking Trip Roadmap, designed to help you start planning your first or next trip. Click the link down in the description below to download your free guide. Before heading to Lake Como, I made one quick stop in Hamilton for lunch at a place I'd been wanting to try. So now I can complete lunch on my list, and the only thing left to do is drive to Darby to Lake Como to officially start my solo car camping trip. Let's see how this goes. I'm excited to finally see this place. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy trails and keep on trucking.